Hi guys and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin and this is episode 56. Ripple signs Faysal, can Venezuela hold crypto as reserves, and Binance launches staking platform. Now, if you are catching this stream live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you are thinking. Now guys, happy Thursday night. I really hope you're all having a great Thursday. Weekend is almost here. Definitely something to look up, for, right? Weekend resting time, having fun, But we'll be here doing the news for you guys. So make sure you tune in and watch us on the weekend, right? We're here live every day. Now, if you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe. You hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. Yeah, like I said, we're live every night. So if you want to keep on chatting with us, once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description. Now we are going to move on to the news. Anyways, on to the news. Peter Wofley, I'm probably butchering his name, man. Peter Wofley, the former CEO of Switzerland's largest bank, UBS, is now the director of Swiss crypto bank Signum. We talked about them yesterday. I'll link this once the stream is done. Link will be up there in the corner for you guys to watch. If you watch it after the stream is done, right? Or after you watch this video. Now, he wants to tap the 220 billion market of institutions and private individuals who already own cryptocurrencies. Now, he actually stated the most immediate opportunity is the existing 200 billion market of institutions and private individuals who already own cryptocurrencies. Thousands of clients have contacted us for a one-stop shop for asset custody, loans, and trading cryptocurrencies seamlessly with fiat currencies. Now, Wofley noted that he believes the tokenization of assets such as company shares, real estate, art, or commodities is the next frontier in the industry. That's pretty interesting, right? I mean, getting paid or having company shares as a form of a digital currency or digital asset could be very, very interesting, right? Then that potentially all ICOs then were IPOs, basically. So anyways, if he actually does go on to stay, he can do away with spreadsheets and combing the systems to pay dividends, do capital increases, and trade on the secondary market, and trading could take place without long settlement times and counterparty risk. Now, he claimed that on a deeper philosophical level, distributed ledger technology is about market democratization. He said that he believes that the longer term potential is to create a more open, broader, and easier cross-border access to assets. He also voiced a skeptical stance towards Facebook's Libra stablecoin, and he went on to say, however, I do believe that the regulation of financial services and control over currencies are essential tasks of the state, and that currencies cannot be decoupled from sovereign states. As soon as someone tries to challenge the sovereign monopoly on currencies, they will not allow it, and for good reason. Besides, I don't think people will treat private currencies like that without the power of a country and political system behind it, right? That's what he actually went on to say. Anyways, interesting statements, right? Saying that it has to be sovereign money, right? Like states. So meaning has to be country issued. I do believe that at some point in time, money will become basically digital form, right? Like I said, we already use it mainly digital, right? You make transfers from your bank account to another bank account, you pay with your card. In the end, every day we're more cash less, right? Meaning we're using less bills and coins. At the end, that's good for the country. They save on that paper and on that minting process, buying metal, etc. But digital currencies, they'll certainly give more control to the countries, right? Because then they can know where the money is distributed at all times, who's holding what, where that transaction is going to, and it would certainly make it a lot harder for people to do like bad stuff with the money, right? Like to use it for illicit purposes. Why? Because imagine, dude, if you wanted to bribe someone, you have to make that transfer, and if all currency is digital, then you have to give them digital money, and it's gonna leave a trace, and then you're gonna know where that money went, so you can question it, right? Or make audits of it. So if states do come out with their own digital currency, like countries, meaning states, meaning countries, right? That would be interesting. Let's look at the market and see what's going on. 5 people tuning in. Thank you for watching, guys. Market cap yesterday going down a little bit, 3.92% down. Right now going down still, 0.58%. Like I said, like we always said, right? By the time we do the stream, it's just 2 hours since the market these days started, basically. So we still have the whole day to go. Things that I can see, right? We are still making a lower, kind of lower lows. We did have a week here, but kind of rounding off a little bit. Also, we might get some stagnation on the momentum and potentially hold this market cap for a little bit, unless Bitcoin decides to keep on dumping, being 70% of the market. If it dumps, money flows out of Bitcoin, and could potentially still go down. Anyways, we closed yesterday at $206.06 billion. Right now, it's sitting at $204.83 billion, so $2 billion less, more or less, just rounded. And what's going on with dominance for Bitcoin, right? Yesterday made a red day. Snap, how much, man? Like 0.56%, not that much. From an opening of 70.62, closing at 70.21. Right now, making a green day 0.5, sitting at 70.23. Again, that is good that it's making a positive, a small positive day, gaining a little bit of dominance. But again, does not necessarily mean price action to the upside or anything else. It just means that money is flowing out of the alts. Yeah, let's go on to the article for Bitcoin. I found this article. It's a little bit suggestive, right? Hey, market might dump more. Yeah, probably. I'll show you in a second once we get to the Bitcoin, man. Thank you for tuning in, Benny. I appreciate it, man. Anyways, Arcane Research Benedict Norheim Shea wrote that statistically, it is highly unlikely that the price falls in advance of the CME settlement. Should be caused by mere coincidence, right? Because the price falls, I'll show you the graph, is this, right? This is Bitcoin return before CME close from January 2018 to August 2019. And over here in very, very small letters, and I cannot make this bigger, it says return is calculated for the last 48 hours before CME closes. Sorry, guys, it's very tiny. I really had to go in with the, look at that, right? Anyways, you can see that every time before CME closes, man, the price goes down, right? It could be many things that go on, right? Anyways, the figures does support a hypothesis that the Bitcoin price is manipulated in advance of CME settlement. However, the figures do not say anything about deliberate manipulation or, for example, only a result of investors' strategy of hedging. Other factors could potentially explain the pattern or show that it's even stronger, right? And calling for further analysis. Anyways, other things that could potentially dump it is that people want to take their money out during the weekend. Or prior to the weekend, because they might believe that stuff could happen on the weekend, and they don't want to. It's closed, right? The exchange is closed on the weekend, so potentially people taking out the money, it's making these price dumps. But it's weird that right before it settles on the weekend, you get that price dump. Anyways, these future contracts are optimal for manipulation. They are settled in dollars and not Bitcoin. The price for the settlement is determined by the Bitcoin price in their underlying market. Thus, it's never actual Bitcoin that changes hands, and is just an overlying market traded in dollars. We already talked about that. We said that the only one that's physically settled, it's backed. Everything else that's futures is just basically dollar settled. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, interesting stuff happening for a couple of reasons, right? Well, on the more macro scale, sitting below 20 MA, volatility very open on the Bollinger Bands. Still floating between this channel that we said we had to get above, right? Like 8,400. We are still just basically more or less in the middle of that, between that support, right? The 8,400 and the 7,500, just floating somewhere around there. I'm not being able to go higher in the price. We'll talk about that in a second. Anyways, still making negative momentum, sitting low on the RSI. I think I have it hidden. There we go. At 19.93 now. Yeah, that is certainly in that oversold scale. But if we look farther back, man, and the last time we were there, it was on November 15th, prior to that dump that we have, and that, then we had this barren lands happening, or we just had silence and sideways movement for a long time. Right before, well, if you want to call it here, that we started to move upwards, will be February the 8th. Again, the actual larger move that we saw was on April the 1st. Anyways, let me zoom in here, and we're gonna go into the more micro scale. I'll tell you why I do believe that we might go down in a second. Look at this, man. I'm just gonna make this channel a little bit longer. We did trace it yesterday. Stuff that I saw today, right? This potential bullish divergence in the 1 hour. We'll call it when we get to the 1 hour. Anyways, still within the downsloping channel. Again, potential bull flag. Might see some price action to the upside in the 4 hours. We would be also making this sort of slant divergence, right? So from here to here, right? It'll be on the slant, price action to the upside. We did get that price action to the upside. However, it was very short-lived. That's not very good, man. You know, that's that very bearish sentiment that I was talking about, right? And on the RSI, you would also be getting it, right? If you go from here to here, it's definitely lower. I mean, I'm going to get rid of this because it's going to make it a little bit cluttered on the 1 hour. Sorry, I'll go here. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of this stuff, right? This slant divergence, just note that we called it, and it's not on the MACD line. It's just on the histogram, and it's on the RSI, right? I'm going to go into the 1 hour, sitting below that 20 MA, like I said, starting to get close to that 20 MA. About to might get across, right? We were here yesterday, I think, or somewhere around here, and we said we might get across of the MACD of the Bollinger Bands here, where we were starting to contract. We got close, and then we diverged a little bit. Now we're starting to get close again. Might make positive momentum in the next 2 or 3 4-hour candles, unless Bitcoin decides to dump by then. Anyway, sitting low on the RSI at 21.29. Again, lots of potential to run to the upside, but like I said, the bullish signs are not playing strong. So, look, we actually went on the record, right? We called it earlier today at midday. We said Grant is still developing, and the negative momentum on the MACD histogram has not stagnated or decreased. It could invalidate it, but could we be making potential bullish divergence on both RSI and MACD on the 1 hour time scale, right? We had it. We're putting it out there for people to see. You know, we're not financial advisors. I cannot call it straight out, but we did have it. We saw that price action to the upside. Here's that divergence that it's mapped there. It's also on the MACD line. It will be from here to here, and it's also on the RSI, right? Right now on the RSI, we are sitting low at 36.54, but we're high on that sold scale, but not oversold, right? Anyways, stuff that happened. We made a micro island of positive momentum, which would be this one. Again, from here to here, it's nothing. Price action is going down. We're just going with the market. Anyways, we could drop a little bit lower, you know, make another bearish divergence before we actually run to the upside. Potentially try to run to the upside, you know. Anyways, we touched that upper part of the channel. We touched that bottom part of the channel, broke out of it. You know, used to have support at 10 a.m. Then we kind of broke down of it, creating that bullish divergence, popped us back up, and then we got actually one more nice green candle right before we're starting to flag to the downside again. We have not been able to break out of that channel. We are staying above that 50% line of the channel. Stuff that I'm telling you why it's not playing out. Look, man, we had this nice bullish divergence, that strong bullish divergence that could have played out. It's not going up, man. It's not going anywhere. Now, I don't like that very much, man. That's why I was saying that the market sentiment is bearish, right? And this is not where I said that market sentiment was bearish. I posted it to someone, I think, either on Twitter or on Instagram, and I did one on the record saying that yes, but remember that the price is bearish, right? And I think it might be on my profile. Yeah, maybe they don't have it now. Maybe they removed it. But I did go on the record commenting on someone else's stuff, saying that, you know, to watch out, right? Maybe I did say it earlier. Yeah, I probably said it earlier. I'm not gonna waste time looking for this. We're gonna move on to more news, and then if I find it at the end when we have time to chat and screw around, I'll go and look for that. Anyways, Venezuela, right? What's happening with Venezuela? This article is a little bit more for Ethereum and Bitcoin. I'm putting it on the Ethereum segment because I did not find anything that was worth mentioning for Ethereum. Anyways, the Central Bank of Venezuela is reportedly looking into whether it can store cryptocurrency as reserves. Lots of news were floating on Twitter about that. It was earlier on today, and it was Petróleos de Venezuela (PSDV), the country's state-owned oil and natural gas company. It's looking to send Bitcoin and Ethereum to the central bank. The institution would then use that crypto to pay the oil company's suppliers, right? Again, circumventing the sanctions that they have been placed upon Venezuela. Now, it's smart of them, but, probably people are going to catch up to that and they're going to block them somehow. And it was employees at the central bank are also reportedly looking at proposals which, if enforced, would see cryptocurrencies count towards international reserves. And that is going to be pretty good, and it's going to be groundbreaking, because then if you can hold crypto as reserves, man, a lot more countries might start getting crypto just so they can have it on their reserves, right? Like maybe even counting, what was it, Paxos gold? That is going to be that you buy one of those Paxos gold and it actually entitles you to an ounce of gold in a vault in London or something like that. So again, you could potentially start holding digital versions of the asset, making it much more secure, right? Because you wouldn't have to hold your reserves. You probably just put them in one massive place with all the security, right? And make it really hard for someone to actually break in, and that's it, man. You don't have to have them in different locations, right? And then just have them done physically. Anyways, that's it for that article, man. Right now, like they said, they're analyzing it, so there's not much we can say. Let's go and look at Ethereum. What is happening with Ethereum, man? On a daily, yesterday, gaining dominance, man. 1.49%. Right now, gaining dominance. 0.10, sitting at 8.69% off market dominance. That is pretty good. Anything that is above 8 for Ethereum is pretty good. Again, makes it a little bit more resistance to movements, right? Anyways, what's going on the more macro scale, right? On the actual price, sitting at $165.50. I don't think I said the price of Bitcoin. It's sitting at 8,000 and some changes, and sitting at 7,992 in other ones. We could potentially get another drop, right? Make another leg to the downside on Bitcoin. I'll come back to Bitcoin in the end. Anyways, Ethereum, price action to the downside, we did get it. We were saying that we could potentially, we'll be within this channel. We are still within this more downsloping, minor downsloping channel, within this more major downsloping channel. Volatility open on the Bollinger Band, sitting below at 20 MA, still making negative momentum, low on the RSI at 35. Not oversold, but high on that sold scale. Again, lots of room to run to the upside should Ethereum decide to play, but I think everyone in the alts, it's just waiting for Bitcoin to do something, right? And they're just waiting for their Bitcoin to dump more or actually start recover before we might see something else, right? Look, if you look at Bitcoin on the daily, on the 4 hours, right? Look at how this recovered, right? I'm going to look at it in the 1 hour, sorry. Look at this recovery, right? Impulse down today, and then this recovery is not that high, right? Look at Ethereum, man. That same looking, right? Like we had that impulse down, recovered a little bit better, right? Ripple also recovered a little bit better, right? Anyways, we'll go back to Ethereum. So Bitcoin didn't recover as well, but Ethereum did, right? Sitting below at 20 MA. Again, volatility is starting to contract a little bit on the Bollinger Bands here. Starting to make positive momentum. That's good. We might get more price action to the upside. We did get that crossing here. We're not seeing those large bars that we sometimes get with those crossings of the MACD, right? Like right here, It's nice large bar. I think back here we had another one. So, we do get sometimes large green bars. Anyway, since the sentiment is very bearish, I think we are actually seeing this not play out as well as it could, Anyways, I want to extend this a little bit more. We are still in that channel, bouncing off that mid part. And like I said, sitting low on the other side with lots of room to run to the upside. But I think everyone's waiting for Bitcoin to play ball, right? We were here yesterday, somewhere around here. We said, look, man, we are starting tightening on the Bollinger Bands. We kept on tightening. And, we've talked about what happens when volatility decreases. We get pops. We pop to the downside. We basically started fighting that 20 MA before we actually went to the downside. Bitcoin went down. It just probably dragged us with it. Stuff that's happening on Ethereum, right? Also on this scale. I'm going to go bottoms to bottoms because I have a large wick here. We have that bullish divergence, right? Not anything here. It's not, because this is actually higher than this. There's less positive momentum, so no bearish divergence yet. But we also had that that bullish divergence here, right? So from here to here. That's not. I didn't have it highlighted. There we go. So from there to there, right? So we had it in different indicators, even within the MACD line, right? In the histogram, on the line, and on the RSI. Again, price action to the upside. That is strong bullish divergence. We should have seen this pop a little bit more. We're not getting very strong movements to the upside. Again, the sentiment on the market is bearish. So, and we are within a bear trend. This more larger downsloping, and we could actually make this much larger, right? If you want to look at this, we have not been able to make a higher high since this peak. So from here to here, we've just been in a downtrend, right? So it's a more sizable downtrend now. It started on June 26th. It has kept on going. Here was kind of nice. We were making like higher highs, and then Bitcoin decided to tank and take everyone down with it. Not much you can do there, right? Anyways, let's go on to Ripple. I have a couple articles for Ripple. Anyways, the company is currently looking for senior management of business development in Singapore. They also are looking for a manager for business development in Brazil. Apparently, Ripple is also looking to launch XRapid there. The clues that they're talking about are basically these job positions, right? Ripple is looking for someone to work with the product account manager and sales team to help deliver volume and XRapid use cases for cross-border payments. Again, I think the people that are going to be in Singapore are actually going to be targeting some other parts of Asia. And the guy in Brazil, apparently, probably just Brazil for the time being. They did not mention anything else. Anyways, what else is going on with Ripple? Faysal Bank, right? They signed another bank, Faysal. Actually, this is a tweet from Faysal coming out and saying it. Faysal is a bank in Pakistan. It announced on Twitter that they are now running on the Ripple and partnering with them for basically fast payments. For fast, secure, and convenient cross-border payments to serve their customers, right? They said they are running on Ripple, but they're not saying which solution they're using or which product. Again, it would be safe to assume that they're probably going to use Xcurrent, which does not use the XRP token. Again, it's driving adoption of Ripple company, right, and their solutions. And I believe what Ripple might do and what their long play might be is that they're going to get everyone on board on Xcurrent. And then they're going to have Xcurrent start using XRapid somehow, right? And then everyone's going to be on, XRapid or using the XRP token. And then everyone is going to be using the XRP token. That might be cool. This is not my support, guys. If you do scan this, you're probably going to donate to the XRP Daily. So just ignore that. Anyways, they are an Islamic bank. It's the first bank in Pakistan to sign Ripple, right? So, yeah. That's pretty good for them. They are bringing banks on board, and we are getting good news from Ripple prior to the launch. Not the launch, but prior to their event, Swift. Which brings us to the next article. They are bringing a guy to speak. I'm not going to go too much into detail. They're just talking about the speaker. It's going to be this dude, Piyush Gupta, right? He's the CEO of DBS. DBS is a large multinational banking and financial service corporation that is based in Singapore, right? They do have subsidiaries, many other financial subsidiaries that are worth $333 billion in assets. That is a lot of money. However, they're going to be using Ripple for payments or transfers. So again, it doesn't matter how much assets they have, right? They're going to be working with people's monies. Anyways, this guy, Alex Cobb, he's a YouTuber, Twitter guy. He came out with this post saying, at this point, I really don't give an F if XRP goes to zero. Like all these trolls say, I would rather ride it all the way down to zero instead of selling early and missing out on massive opportunity. With everything I learned about Ripple partners, selling is too much of a risk to me. Everyone's entitled to his opinion. I do believe that if you are trading and you're doing this to earn money, that's not a position you want to take. If you want to hold and no matter what, and you believe that long term it's going to go up, then yeah, Ripple is not likely going to go to zero XRP, meaning it's not going to go to zero because Ripple is using it and it is having a use case, right? MoneyGram is using it, so it's not going to go down to zero. However, just saying that you're going to hold and ride it all the way down and then ride it all the way up, yeah, if you don't know how to trade, I'm not saying whether this guy knows how to trade or not. I'm talking about the advice that he's giving there, or not really advice, but his comment. If you don't know how to trade, then yeah, you might sell and miss out on an opportunity on the way up, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. If you know how to sell, You sell when it's at a good point, right? And you see that it's going to go down, and you're going to ride it all the way down. And then when you see those signals that are saying that this is going to go up, then you go back in, and then you might go down a little bit more, but then you know it's going to go up, so you're going in at a lower price, probably getting more XRP, thus increasing your position of XRP in the market and riding it all the way up. Again, I'm not 100% with this. I did see it. I wanted to comment on Twitter. It would be too informal. I did wanted to make it here. Anyways, let's go on to Ripple. Ripple on the daily. What is going on? Yesterday, gaining some dominance, right? 2.3%. Right now, losing a little bit, 0.52 again. The day just started 2 hours ago, so I'm not too worried about that. Sitting at 5.03% of market dominance. That is good. We're above that 5% again, and that is sweet. Again, for Ripple, anything above 5%, 6%, 7% is good. Ripple used to be at like 12%, right? Or 32% back here. So it used to hold a lot of the market, man. Anyways, more likely, let's say you could say that it has held around the 12%, and a more serious one would be 8%. That's what I'm saying. Anything above 5 is good, because 5, it's low. We have not been at 5 since December 2017, right? Again, we need to have more price action to the upside, or more more dominance, right? Anyways, let's go on to Ripple. Where's Ripple sitting at? 23 cents, 23.856 cents. What is going on with this? I'm gonna change this track, man. Anyways, what is going on with this? Ripple on the daily, man. Again, red candle yesterday, right? Indecision. Bulls pulling back up again. That's nice, but however, we are starting to step down again with this new candle that's forming. So, like I said, sitting at 0.23856 or 23 cents, right? Still making negative momentum like everyone else. Sitting low on the RSI at 38. Lots of potential to run through the upside. It's looking very similar to Ethereum right now. However, Ethereum did not have this nice green bar, I think. Yeah, it's much smaller on Ethereum. Anyways, let's go into a more micro scale, right? The 4 hour. What is going on? Well, we can extend this for sure. I'm going to get those touch points on the top, 1 and 2. And this is one touch point on the bottom. We kind of broke out, but, we went back into it with the same candle, so it's not like a valid breakout, giving some validity to this channel, and we could certainly come and bring this down here and touch that bottom wick, and it would also touch this wick, and again, it would put us back into this channel and giving a validity to the wicks, because we're using the wicks on the top, and we're using just this like smaller wick here or here. I can't remember where we placed it yesterday. Anyways, this does certainly also seem to hold a little bit. We're facing some resistance at that midline, got rejected. You know, it could play out, right? Anyways, on Ripple, we are very close to that 20 MA, right? 20 MA being the previous 20-day moving average. Why is it good? Because you're looking at a average of the last 20 periods, so you are below the average, right? That's why we always look at the 20 MA. Are we good or are we bad? So we're saying still below that 20 MA. We have been below that 20 MA for a while, at least September the 20th. So a couple days now. Starting to make positive momentum. However, it looks like it's going to be short-lived. We are starting to stagnate. Again, probably indecision on the market, waiting for Bitcoin to do something. Sitting low on the RSI at 37. High on that sold scale, but not oversold. Man, are we doing something else? I'm going to go look at the 1 hour, man. Because we did have... no, here we didn't have that divergence, right? I think on the 1 hour we did, yeah. No, actually here we're... It could be, right? I mean, this... No, it's not. It's actually higher, so we congruent with the market. Bitcoin, Ripple did not make that bullish divergence that we have seen Ethereum and Bitcoin make, right? So Ripple is not doing it. Anyway, sitting below 20 MA, volatility expanded a little bit on the Bollinger Bands, but not as much as it did for Ethereum. However, we might start to get some contraction because we are more or less stabilizing again around this range. It kind of sucks because we did get so close to going above that 25 cent, which is a better area of support for Ripple. But we fell into hold. We are starting to make negative momentum. Again, like I said, with this candle being pushed back down. Anyways, with this candle, look at where we're at, right? And we're almost at the same price. If we go here, we might just go here on that negative momentum, right? This area right here. And then we will see that bullish divergence develop. And again, we might see it pop to the upside. We are not getting it also on the RSI. We are sitting, however, more neutral at 43. So Ripple, I would say it's waiting for Bitcoin to do something. However, the consolidation that this is getting. It's upsloping. Here we had kind of like a triangle pennant. We called it. We said we could go anywhere. We did go to the upside because everyone else kind of went up to the upside. Anyways, this more flag-looking structure. It's a bear flag. So again, we could potentially see price action to the downside. For Ripple, there's no news for Litecoin, guys. Like I said, I'm getting tired of Litecoin not actually having news. So we could, if you guys propose it, or I might make a poll or something, but if you guys propose some other coin that we can start looking at articles for, I would definitely do it. So long as there's no articles for Litecoin, and when there's articles for Litecoin, we'll just cover the article for Litecoin, right? Anyways, what is happening with the dominance? Yesterday made negative dominance. We're looking at daily. So yesterday, losing dominance 0.06%. Right now, losing a little bit more, 0.29. Not very much, not very significant. Sitting at 1.69% of market cap. But again, how much slower can you go, man? I mean, yeah, we saw lows here, but I mean, like 1.60, right? How much can you drop on dominance, man? I mean, for the fourth largest coin, fifth largest coin, you know, it's very little. But again, how much can you actually go down? Let's go to the price of Litecoin, sitting at $54.43. We are retracing almost 100%. Yeah, we're retracing more than 100%. So what I'm gonna do here, and I'm gonna do it in another chart. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna do some fibs from this bottom part to that top part, right? And so where we're at, right? We are retracing below that 50%, the 50% line, below the 618, which would be at $70, and we are actually heading for that 786, which would be 78.6% retrace from our lowest that we had, which would have been around here on December 2018. Basically, has been a ride to the upside since, and now we're actually retracing a lot. This will be a deep retrace. We're almost touching it. We could still retrace 100%, but this will be one of the last areas where we could actually start bouncing back. We can drop below it and then bounce back, but you know, more the last resort, we could call it here, right? Again, if Bitcoin tanks, we'll probably tank this with it. So not much we're gonna be able to do there. Like I said, Litecoin volatility open on the Bollinger Band, sitting below at 20 MA. Outside of this channel that we had trades, right? I want to go to this one. Still within this channel because here I was looking at different variations. I was actually going farther back, and for this other one, I think I was going from here to here, or from here to here, and then it just kind of put us back into the channel, right? So yeah, like I said, so from here to here, right? On the bottoms, from here to here, and then to the top. Again, being within that downsloping channel, here we had that flag to the downside. We'll look at it better in the 4 hours. Still making negative momentum, just like everyone else has not been able to recover on the daily. It was a massive move to the downside, right? Anyways, sitting low on the RSI 28, hitting oversold, right? If Litecoin goes to 25, sell the house and buy. Yeah, maybe, man. There are a growing number of merchants who accept Litecoin. Yes, that is true. However, there's not a lot of articles on it, man, and that's sad because I do believe that they have not the best project. It's like a copy of Bitcoin that is a little bit faster. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with this, right? So Litecoin, again, like I said, sitting low, making negative momentum. We have potential to run to the upside. We are certainly at oversold territories. So again, lots of room to run to the upside, right? But like we always say, Bitcoin has to want to play ball. Anyways, we're still within this flag that we traced. I have not moved it. However, I will adjust it maybe in the 1 hour, and if I adjust it, we might actually get better touch points back here. Starting to make positive momentum. You know, we got this cross. We got a sort of not that large of a bar, but we were bringing out of the channel. That said, we're not still below that 20 MA, getting some contraction on the Bollinger Bands because it's on Coinbase and it has this sigma to go high with price again. Yeah, I mean it should, right? But Bitcoin has to allow it, right? If Bitcoin doesn't want to play ball, this is not going to go up anywhere. If Bitcoin dumps, it's going to bring it down with it. So anyways, sitting low, 30.96 on the RSI, almost oversold. Still sold high on that sold scale, but not oversold, but almost at oversold, right? So again, lots of room to run to the upside. What's happening on the 1 hour? Man, we touched that upper part of the channel, got rejected. Like I said, I'm going to adjust a little bit. Maybe here I'm going to get better touch points. And adjust this one a little bit as well. And then fix this one on the bottom. And I guess that looks a little bit better, right? Anyway, still within this downsloping channel. If we looked at it somehow, you know, I'm not even sure if I would consider this a bull flag anymore, right? I mean, it still could potentially be a bull flag, right? But again, we're not getting those movements that we would expect to see with this, just like everyone else, well, except for Ripple, right? But anyways, from here to here, it would be a lower low. Again, from here to here, you will be doing strong bullish divergence, price action to the upside. We get it. It was weak. We got rejected by that channel, the top part. That's not looking very good, right? We would expect to see maybe something a little bit stronger, right? But we're not. It is showing weakness still, and that's because that sentiment in the market is still bearish. Anyways, sitting at 44 on the RSI, which is on that neutral zone. Like I said, $54.55. Yeah. I'm not gonna call it a good entry point because we don't know if we've hit bottom yet. You know, yes, the other day we were playing around with the bottom for Bitcoin, saying it might be around here because we did a valid retrace. Well, guess what? It didn't care about that valid retrace because it was on the next candle. It was a long wick, and we actually never closed above it. So you know, we kept on going below. And this, not sure if this is gonna be the actual bottom, right? So again, this could potentially be the actual bottom on Litecoin. I'm gonna look at it on another chart, and I'm just gonna throw some fibs for just for fun, right? I'm gonna go from this high, which would be the most immediate one, right, to this low, or the local high, let's call it, because this is not local high, to this low, and then we are retracing, but not to that 236, which will be for $57.59. So again, that's where I would expect to see us start retracing, if we were to retrace and start going back up in price. Targets would be at 382 at $61.96, and 618 at $69.03. Maybe that's where we can go, and then we can dump a little bit more, right? At some point in time, we have to do a valid retrace, and from this bottom, come up and touch the stop. If this is the local bottom, again, we could dump a little bit more and make it another low, and you know, make more bearish divergence, and bullish divergence, and we could see that play out, right? Anyways, what's going on with Binance? I do like this news from Binance. Binance launching a staking platform again. It's going to be a value-added service for the users. This article is very short. I mean, there's not much you can resume from it, so it's just basically reading from it, right? And then I'm going to give my opinion on it. With staking, Binance users will be able to grow their funds by receiving monthly rewards and distributions simply by depositing and holding funds on Binance. That is the cool part. Users will earn staking rewards without needing to set up any nodes, worry about minimum staking amounts, time lengths, or any other technical requirement. You know, I know where my XLM is going to go because guess what? Stake XLM on Binance, right? Yeah, that's where my XLM is going to go because I'm not going to sell it, right? I got it for free. I got it on a airdrop. It's not a lot. It's not a token that I was actually going to buy right now. But if at least it's going to give me something back just for having it, you know, the exchange where I have it right now gives me nothing. So I'm definitely going to move it to Binance. Staking is like you put it there. Like, you know, sometimes it's like basically like fronting someone or staking someone on a game of poker, right? You give money, they pay you back. Here, it's not at risk. It's just sitting on the exchange, apparently. So just for holding it there, maybe the exchange does use it, you know, like the banks. When you leave your money in the bank, you know, it is available to you. But all that money that you have with the bank, they are using it for other stuff overnight, right? So they make money on your money, and then they come and charge you for like having less than I don't know how much on your account, and you start getting like handling management fees for your account and stuff like that, which is like I don't agree with that, right? So again, maybe exchanges at some point in time will start to do that, right? When they're starting to see tighter margins or tighter gains, and they might start charging people for having their money there and not trading or not making a certain amount of trades in a month. You know, so some exchanges could potentially do that. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but at some point in time, it does become a money-making strategy for them because your account is basically inactive, right? So, yeah, with this, I mean, I got a little bit derailed and started to go off the topic, but, you know, yeah, if you want or you can, you know, if you hold NEO, earn gas. If you hold Ontology, you earn ONG, and if you hold VET, you earn BTHO. XLM on Binance, you know, you can stake it. KMD, Algo, Quantum, and Strat. That's it. So again, is it good? Yeah. If you're not gonna move your money, and it's available to you, I think every day, right? So you're not. Are you putting it for a? I don't think they're asking for a period, right? A fixed period of time, which would be how staking usually works. I'll have to read a little bit more, but on this one over here for XLM, I did open it on the side. This is from 2 months ago, right? So this is apparently new because they said newer, right? So I'm not sure whether or not they're gonna ask for it, but over here they do said that you have to hold it for at least 43-day periods, right? All holdings are in a 43-day period. So they were gonna distribute. You must hold at least 10 XLM, which is very little, man. Considering how much it's worth, I think it's like 60 cents, dude. That's how much XLM you have to hold to at least get some staking rewards. They do have an amount they're gonna distribute, so it's 9.5 million XLM that they're gonna distribute. I'm guessing from what they're saying here, taking a snapshot of the day, every day, and then calculate it daily and distribute monthly. So I gotta look how much you're holding, and if someone is holding a lot more, that person is gonna take a larger chunk of that 9.5 million. But again, free XLM, right? How much is it gonna be? Who knows? Depends on how many people are holding it and just parking it there for shits and giggles, right? Anyways, let's go on to Binance. Binance, what is going on with Binance, man? Yeah, so we are making a green day yesterday. Sorry, I had to zoom in a little bit more. Green day, 0.19% up right now, losing it a little bit, 0.19. Basically, we are back when we started yesterday. Where's Binance sitting at? Well, it's sitting at $15, man. That is a large drop. Still high. I mean, you would still be making, if you bought on December of last year, when it was at $4 and like 66 cents, you would still be making like 3 times your money, 3.5 times your money. You know, still one of the better performings, even with this drop that it had. But man, ouch, man. It went from $43 all the way down to $15, man. That is a large drop, man. I'm actually gonna. Oh man, I was looking at dominance on the daily, man. I might have been off. Yeah, yesterday, red candle, man. Sorry, ignore the dominance I talked about. It's at 1.32% right now. Basically making plus 0.07%, almost nothing, right? Anyways, on to the price. Yesterday, red day, 5.19% down right now, 0.78. Still, the price is right, 15.07. I wanted to do something here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move this a little bit more. All right, so, but I'm gonna have to do this in the opposite direction. So I'm gonna open a different chart. Man, this doesn't show me that low that I want to see. It's gonna get a little bit cluttered, guys. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna undo it real quick. I just want to see something from here to here. We have retraced below that 618, almost at that 786, just like I think Litecoin was, right? So that 786 will be $12.30. That 618 would be $18.88. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. And go look at this in a more micro scale, right? Symbol at 20 MA, volatility open, still making negative momentum, sitting at oversold on the other side at 21.24. And let's go into the 4 hours, right? So again, we are still within this channel. I did extend this during the day to get a better read and see where we're at. We are actually rejecting that mid part again. If you wanted to, we could basically bring this down here. And if I was to extend this, it would actually even include probably that bottom part of the wick from that larger candle again. It wouldn't matter because we're actually starting with this top, and we hit it again, and went down and touched that bottom part, right? And then we bounced off it. So making a little bit positive momentum, got that cross. You know, we'll probably develop some kind of bullish divergence as well. Sitting low on the other side at 27.09. Actually, I didn't look this much in detail in the 1 hour. But yeah, I mean, this low definitely, it's even lower than this low and this low, right? So this low from here to here, this being part of the same island, you can ignore this one, and you can go from this to here. That's fine, and then you will be going from here to here. Again, making strong bullish divergence, potential price action to the upside, and this will be like from here to here maybe. So from here to here, right? Yeah, something like that. There we go. So again, having it on all three oscillators, particularly the histogram and the RSI, and also on the actual MACD line, right? So price action to the upside. Look at this. It was very weak, man. Ethereum would have bounced like up to here maybe. Ripple up to here. Litecoin probably bounced up to here. Bitcoin probably bounced here. And this one is just like, it was like, you know, like, I'm dying, man. I'm on my last breath. Someone help me. You know, that's how this is looking right now, man. It's looking very, very weak. I'm gonna get rid of this divergence I just traced, you know. just note that we called it out, and that's why we got it to the upside. I did call on Bitcoin. I mean, right now I'm more worried about what Bitcoin is doing than what any other alt is doing, because right now Bitcoin is going to determine what the market does next, right? That dump brought everyone down. If Bitcoin starts to pump, it's going to bring everyone up. If Bitcoin decides to dump again, it's going to bring everyone down with it. So right now, the only coin that is worth looking at in detail is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the king of coins right now. And even though it's dumping, this is not looking good, man. It's just like we go up and then we're just rounding off again, and we might dump more. You are right, Benny. I do believe we might get another dump. Again, like I said, hopefully making some more bearish divergence. Look at where we're at, right? So here, if we dump to here, we might maybe make divergence here, make another like 2 times that bullish divergence, right? Before we actually get a pump to the upside. That's what I would believe we would potentially do, right? Anyways, what else do you guys want to look at, man? I'm not gonna go and look at that Twitter, man. It's just I did tell someone, I can't remember if it was on Instagram or on Twitter, that we spotted that same down sloping channel, and that they should watch out because I think they were calling it also to the upside. But I said, look, the sentiment of the market is negative right now, so it might not play out, right? And that is a real concern. So is there something else that you guys want to look at? Let me know. I'm here for you guys, and we'll check whatever, Huh. Yeah, so let me know, guys. I'm waiting for your comments as to which other coin you want to look at, and I'm also just taking that time to go back into this and look at what else. What is the next project to land on Coinbase? Guess here. Dude, I have no idea, man. I did not read who they're gonna try to land. If it's not published, I'm not searching for that info on Twitter, and I have not looked at the website for Coinbase, man. But I mean, yeah, can you tell me? And I'll definitely go look at it and see what they do, right? Where is this going, man? Is it here, maybe? So I'm waiting for you to tell me who it is that, yeah. Oh, okay, cool. So it was just an open question, an open guess. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'm not sure who they're gonna bring, man. I hope they bring someone strong that could potentially do something good for them. That's what I would be guessing, dude. I'm trying to find like my comments here. Where are my comments? Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not gonna waste time on this. It's just trying to like show off that I did tell someone that the market was bearish and that they should potentially watch out for that. Like I said, I can't remember if it was here or on Twitter. And that's the whole problem of having like multiple postings on social media, right? You post on one and then you just stop keeping track of which one is the one that you actually place that comment on. And yeah, I'm trying to find it, man. They had a chart, and I can't remember that part. And I think I found the stuff that I either liked or posted. And I just want to find this real quick. Yeah, this is definitely stuff that I have not posted. I did post that as well, so but it was below here. It was earlier in the morning, so I'm definitely looking for that real quick. I just want to point it out, man. So what else do you guys want to do, man? We can look at another coin if you guys want. Just give me a project and I'll look at it for sure. And I'm still like down scrolling over here on Insta. Anyways, I'm not sure if we have talked about bearish engulfing candles. Anyways, they look something like this, and I'm just going to show it. It looked like that, right? Bearish engulfing candles. start with the previous candle and then completely engulf it. And if it's bullish, it's the opposite way around, right? You have a red candle and then you would have started here and then like completely eat it up and be a little bit higher. That would have been that, right? Anyways, yeah, dude, guys, tell me projects, man. Name a coin and I'll look at it for sure. We have already covered the stream, most of the stuff that we do. So the news, the main coins, and I'm just waiting on you guys' input while I still look over here at Instagram while I try to find that comment that I made, because man, I'm 100% sure that I made it. I just can't find out to whom, and that is really killing me, man. It's gonna be one of those things that when I find it, I'm gonna go back and post it on Twitter or something, man. Where was it, bro? Maybe that person deleted it because it didn't play out like they were calling it, because they were calling a price action to the upside, and I said, man, yeah, we did spot it as well, but the market sentiment is bearish. So, you know, Neblio, what's that ticker, man? Are they quoting somewhere? Okay, I'm gonna look at something that's paired to the US dollar, right? So Neblio to the US dollar, let's look at it. Looking at on a more macro scale, right on the daily. Man, it's sitting low, right at 34 cents, man. I can't believe this is worth more than Ripple. I don't even know what these guys do. And looking at the whole history, it's actually the lowest it has ever been. Right, I'm not sure when this launched. It says December 2017, the latest point that we can find. If it opened here, it certainly took a nasty dive and then it kind of bounced back off. And yeah, we're actually sitting at all-time lows on this exchange. Right? So yeah, we're seeing all-time low. That's not necessarily good. We actually have a lower week over here on September 19th. Again, it's not necessarily bad that we're seeing at all-time lows. There's lots of room to run to the upside, but again, it just brings me to question what's the adoption of this project if all it has done since its inception is go down, right? Again, you can get small pumps and that is good, but looking for a like longer term holdings like I would try to do, this would deter me a little bit because it is very low, bro. Anyway, still making negative momentum, sitting low on the RSI at 22, oversold definitely. Again, lots of potential to run to the upside. Man, if I were to trace a channel on the daily, it would extend maybe, bro, and it would be like from here to like here, man, and I get like 2 or 3 touch points around there, yeah, and then I'll go down here. Right? I mean, that could be it. It would be on that top part of the channel. Again, I'm not liking this channel very much. I'm gonna try to trace it from the bottom to the top. I do believe I might get more content. Well, if I go to the immediates, I do, but if I go to the longer ones, nope. And then I'm not gonna like this one as well. So I'm gonna try to trace this channel from here to here, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Then go up, and then I'll just drag it down. Trying to find where I get more contact points, right? That's what I'm looking at, right? And something that makes sense. We are facing resistance at that mid part. We are facing resistance again. We broke out. We're dropping below and facing resistance. This does make a lot more sense looking at it as a channel. It is definitely bearish in trend. Never was chilling like any other YouTubers bought first and sold their news, crazy profit. Yeah, I mean, I'm not into that, right? I mean, I do get what chilling is, and I do get that promoting projects and making them pump. But if you're gonna make a profit at someone else's expense just by like saying it's gonna go up and then have everyone buy and then you dump on them, I mean, that's not. I wouldn't consider it very ethical, man. I wouldn't do it. That's why I'd much rather remain neutral on the news, right? Anyways, sitting at oversold at 22. That's a daily. We already said that. Let's go into the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, volatility is starting to contract on the Bollinger Band, sitting below 20 MA. Still making negative momentum, but decreasing. About to make positive momentum almost. Look at this, man. We almost did it, and then it's like, oh, psych, you know, to the downside again. Man, this looks like that little chart on that heart rate monitor app, right? Like, that you get on your cell phone. It's like, beep. Then we might get another beep. And then either we flatline or something else. And, yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate that comment. Anyways, similar to 20 MA, volatility starting to close. Getting tongue twisted again. We are making bullish divergence, right? So from here to here, it will be like slant bullish divergence, right? I am going over some bars over here. If you want to do it like a little bit proper, it will be somewhere around here. And you will also be making it on the RSI, right? Making lower lows with less relative strength. or higher levels of negative strength. Again, you would also more or less have it on the RSI from here to here, right? So again, potential price action to the upside. It looks like it was very short-lived, man. Look, not very strong looking, dude. The bearish sentiment in the market is killing everyone. I'll fix this from body to body, man. That's where I wanted to go. Anyways, it still plays out, right? Let's go into a more micro scale, the 1 hour. Look, man, it's more weak than... It's almost as weak as Binance's, right? Binance did this small curvature. Anyways, you can see that we're very weakly above that mid part of the channel, broke down again, sitting below 20 MA. Volatility, we got some tightening and then we exploded to the downside just like everyone else. Bitcoin brought the house down. Again, you would be making bullish divergence. I will just move it for it to apply here, and you would also have it here on the RSI, right? So again, and also on the oscillator here on the line, on the actual MACD line. That will be it for this coin, man. It has potential to move to the upside, yeah. But like I said, Bitcoin has to want to go to the upside. If Bitcoin keeps on putting pressure on the market, everyone else is going to go down. Again, this coin is probably very little. It probably doesn't even have a dominance, man. NBEL.D. There is not a dominance chart for it because it's probably very weak. It's probably very, very small percentage of the whole market. So, did Bitcoin... I want to look at something in Bitcoin real quick. I'll look at Nebula again. There was something that I noticed on Nebula and I wanted to check in Bitcoin if it had it. The tightening of the Bollinger Bands. That's why I wanted to check on the 1 hour. Did Bitcoin tighten on the Bollinger Bands? Yes, we also got tightening on the Bollinger Bands. I'm not sure if I called it out during the Bitcoin part. But again, you know, we were very weak, man. We were a little bit above that 20 MA right here. And like, look, man, the 20 MA has been heavy resistance, right? Below that 20 MA, below 20 MA. We got above it. 1, 2 candles, then we broke down below it again. Then we kind of went up above it again. I'm going to try to highlight it a little bit. So, see, here's the point, right? Then we were kind of playing with it, flirting, and then we failed to actually go higher, touch that upper part of the channel, and broke down, right? So it's very weak, man. 2 or 3 million market cap. Yeah, it's very little, man. Like I said, that's probably why it doesn't even have it. You know, it would be like 0.000 some percent, right? Anyways, Bitcoin, right? We are not... Look at this. Indecision, right? Small red candle, almost nothing, right? Then small green candle, small red candle again, dying out here. And then we're probably going to make positive momentum. But look at this line, man. It's null, right? There's nothing. There's indecision going on. The market doesn't know where it wants to go. Again, this rounding off is not very good. Could usher lower prices. But what I would like to see for sure is this to go down a little bit more, right? Maybe 7,500 here, not even that far. If you want to go with bodies, anywhere below 9,000, 7,900 would potentially create that bullish divergence that we want to see for this price to go to the upside. Anyways, if not, we're just probably gonna flag around here for a while, and this will start actually to move up and up and up and up and up, you know, until we actually get there. And neutralize more or less, right? What project are you most excited about for the future? Honestly, I mean, Ripple's the one that actually I have more faith in because they are actually getting adoption. They are signing banks, not XRP. You're talking about project, right? So the project wise, not the coin, but the project of Ripple, I believe it's very ambitious, right? And that's a project that I really believe it has the most use case because we do it every day. We transact with money. So the faster it settles, the better it is, right? And after that, I would definitely say Bitcoin. And then the smaller ones, there's so many that I really don't get what they're doing, man. Some of them said they're doing certain things, but then, you know, either they're lacking personnel or they just don't have the strength to do it, or they're trying to copy someone else. Like XLM is basically trying to do the same thing that Ripple is, right? The Jed McCaleb got the same idea, and you know, he was at Ripple, and now he's trying to do the same thing, but he's not onboarding banks like Ripple is, right? Ripple is bringing key players in, and XLM is not, right? They do want to solve the same thing, make faster payments, making for a fraction of a cost. But who are they bringing to the table, man? So I do like XLM. I did believe it could have potential. What project will be dominant in 2024? Man, that is a long time away. It's more than 5 years away. And I think we should see what happens with a lot of the projects that are going on right now, right? Like, where's Libra going to go? Will Walmart be allowed to come out with its own crypto? We talked about Walmart once when the article came out. Walmart makes so much sense because they have a physical store that even if you were to hold, and there are Walmarts all over the world, right? And Walmart subsidiaries. So if Walmart was to have a crypto and you had Walmart coin or whatever you want to call it, and you're traveling outside of the country and for some reason you get mugged, your money gets stolen or whatever, you can go to a Walmart and make a withdrawal of your crypto without having to go and bother anyone else for money, right? Not like call your parents and say, man, I got mugged, send me money, whatever. If you are holding it there, it could potentially be a bank of sorts. Even if you're traveling and you need to buy groceries, you could go and buy there, right? Alibaba and TRX, Amazon and Walmart, and yeah, Amazon might also come out with it, right? And it might be good if Amazon comes out with a crypto. I do believe they're gonna also dominate because they are leading the shopping experience online for a lot of people, a lot of the stores, right? They do not have physical locations except for, I think that, and I'm not even sure if it's open, right? I think that Walmart store that they opened, I can't remember where, I think it was New York or Chicago or somewhere, that you could actually go in and buy and just, they would notice what you were taking and they would charge you back at the end, right? But again, Amazon, I do believe if they were to come out with something, the last one, what about Apple and Microsoft? Apple and Microsoft, dude, they are still, Google, let's say that, right? I'm not going to go with Walmart and Microsoft, Apple and Microsoft. Google makes much more sense because a lot of the cell phones in the market use an Android or an Android platform, right? So again, if Android was to come out with something, it would definitely make it worth it for users to have it, right? You can pay the apps, you can pay the movies, you can have it on your wallet and use it to buy stuff. So again, Google would certainly make much more sense. And after that, Apple. But Microsoft, their phones have failed. Their tablets have not done that great. The Surface might have done somewhat better, right? But again, Microsoft is just mainly for computer, right? Is your operating system. And other than that, they have not been able to get into anything else. Even their web browsers, the Explorer, or whatever the new one is called, Edge, it's not that good. Bing, their search engine, is not that great. It's not great because it's bad. It's just bad. It's because people aren't using it enough to give it a lot of, to give the algorithm a lot of food, right? And Google being used so much, yeah, Microsoft does have Xbox, right? Yeah, that's true. They do have that, and Sony has PlayStation. And yeah, Microsoft, yeah, you were right. They do have Xbox, and you could have it for games. But, EA Sports or EA might come out with their own crypto that you can purchase in-game stuff with it, right? Thus, you would not need that Microsoft crypto to buy stuff in-game, right? You could use it to buy games and movies, and I can't remember what else Microsoft Xbox does. I have not owned an Xbox in a while. The last one I had was a 360, and it was like 2012. And then after that, I switched to PlayStation. I got a PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 4. So the use case, yeah, they could have it. But if you think about it, how often are you using your Xbox against your cell phone, dude? Your cell phone, you have it with you all the time. So it makes much more sense for you to have it, a crypto on your cell phone, right? Really? I didn't see it, man. Was that today? I'll go look at your feed and then reshare it. I'm not sure when you shared it, but I didn't see it today, man. Sometimes I'm in the office and I don't have time to look at a lot of the stuff that's happening on Twitter and a lot of the stuff that's happening elsewhere. But, like I said, if they get it, it's kind of old. Okay. Yeah, whatever, man. I think anything that has a use case and user base, it could have a potential for crypto, right? The thing with crypto, like I said, is you don't want to get too many, right? Because then people are going to be over diversified, right? Okay, let's say you have, like, Microsoft has this crypto, and then Apple has this crypto, and then Google has this crypto, and then Amazon has this crypto, and then Walmart has this crypto. Now, what are you going to use, man? How are you going to divide your money into all those other cryptos, right? You're going to have to be spread very thin so you can do whatever you want, right? And then you want to buy something, you're going to have to grab your dollars or move your money from one crypto into Amazon and buy Amazon cryptos so you can purchase whatever you want on Amazon, you know? It is, it's a shilling mess. Yeah, so with crypto, man, uh, it's if too many projects come on board from these corporations, it's gonna end up being spread too thin, right? So it's not necessarily good that there's way too many cryptos. Some cryptos are good, up to a certain amount, and then after that, you just start diluting what's on the market, and then they just become basically not worthless. But it becomes very hard to get in and out of positions because it might not be as easy or as adopted to be able to move your money, right? So if you want to sell your Walmart to buy Amazon and people are not willing to buy it, then I mean, what are you gonna do with your money, man? It's stuck in Walmart, right? So yeah, and like we said, we covered an article. I think it was from a company, I can't remember where, but they were coming out with the Manny Pacquiao coin, right? The boxer, yeah, and they were gonna come out with a Jason Derulo and a Wozniacki, right, for the tennis player, ex tennis player. And again, so you could buy merchandise from the athletes or get access to exclusive stuff, man. I mean, come on, man. What are you gonna do with a Pac-Man, with Manny Pacquiao's coin? Buy a boxing event ticket? Buy an autograph, something? You can just buy it with fiat, man, and not having the trouble of purchasing it with that. Yeah, it's gonna be exclusive, but again, everyone's gonna have to come out with exclusive stuff, so you buy their coin, right? And then it just becomes so distorted from what it is supposed to be, right? A form of freedom from the central banks, a form of, and now central banks are getting into it. So again, you're going to lose that freedom, right? Because we talked about it yesterday with the Facebook Libra and the percentages that they were going to hold, right? And I did say it, man. If one country tells you what to do with your crypto, it's no longer decentralized. So if they said no, don't back it on the Chinese yuan, back it on the pound, on whatever, on the euro, on this and that, then what's the point, man? You're no longer free. They're controlling you. So they're controlling you. They're controlling the money again, and the whole point of crypto, it's undone, right? So Bitcoin didn't ask for permission to come into existence. It just came to be. A lot of the coins didn't, right? And I do know there's sanctions and stuff like that, and Facebook being a big corporation, they do have to ask permission, but many of the other projects didn't do it, right? The only thing that Libra is going to be good for is driving adoption into the Bitcoin, into the crypto space. Other than that, I don't believe they're going to have much. It's India, China, North Korea, very controlling, yes. Again, I think I kind of talked about it earlier in the stream, and I said if the countries come out with their own crypto, might have not been this one, it might have been another one, but if countries come out with their own crypto, they're going to start controlling everything you do, right? How much you buy, they're going to know where your money is, where you're moving it to. That's the problem of having digital money that is issued by the government, right? Imagine in China that is very controlling, and you talk bad about the government, and then all of a sudden they block transfers to your company, so people can no longer buy your products. Man, they could control what you say, what you do, and block you and cut your money off, and then whatever, because it's all digital, right? They do it now with the money that you have in your bank, right? They can put a hole in your accounts and whatever. So being digital makes it much more easier, right? They don't even have to go to the bank. They can just do it automatically from their centralized place. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. Anyways, it's 10 and 11. We are just shooting the ish. It's like in 1984. Yeah, Orwell. Is it Orwell? I haven't read that book in a while, man. Well, if you look at the projections, China and India are set to become the largest economies in the world, right? Right now, it's a Western economy. With the amount of people and everything they've done and everything that everyone has done just to look for cheaper and save a buck, sending the work there has given a lot of strength to those economies. And they're coming up. Yes, they are developing. But again, at some point in time, they're going to surpass the developed economies. And then everything's going to shift, right? They're going to be the ones that do everything. And they're going to be outsourcing stuff to Europe and the US. And the call centers are going to be over here instead of there. Because it's just, at some point in time, if they start developing more, their economy is going to start blooming. People are going to get paid more. They're going to start fighting poverty. They're going to have a lot of people coming to money. And, everyone's going to be better off. And at some point, they're going to be better off than people in the US. And then, or the Western world. And they're going to start hiring people in the Western world to do the cheap labor because it's going to become too expensive to do it there. That's way, way in the future, right? Not short term. We might not even be alive when that happens. But yeah, that's where things could go, right? Anyways, that's it, guys. I'm going to call it a stream for tonight. Yesterday was a bad night. My daughter was crying the whole night for some reason. And I do want to get dinner. I haven't eaten yet. And I'll catch you all tomorrow, I guess. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe. Share this on social media. Show this to your friends. Yeah, be back tomorrow. We'll be here, right? I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching, guys.